Hello, my name is Sophia Johnson. I'm a licensed clinical social worker for the state of Florida, and I'm also the chair of the Orange County Children's Cabinet. What if I said to you that 19% was such an amazing number, but also put the state of Florida as 50th? This is volunTELling, the story of your volunteers. I will be going into depth what 19% is and talking about organizations as a whole and how we can motivate our volunteers and keep them, retain them, and help them grow. But first, I would like to go over the three components of what an organization has. The first part of an organization is the story. That is your mission statement, the reason why you are doing the things that you're doing and outreaching to the people that you're outreaching. As important as that story is, the second component is the person who is leading the story, the author. That is your leader, that's your chair of your organization, who's supposed to be helping guiding that mission along. The last and almost most important part of an organization are your characters. Those are your volunteers, the people that are working the front line and helping get the mission done. Organizations in the state of Florida, we have a vast amount of organizations that people can volunteer for. We have organizations such as public charities, where there are about 50,000 public charities in our state, like the Red Cross. Private foundations, like the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, where there's about 5,960 private foundations, and other organizations like the Junior League of Greater Orlando, but there are about 12,000 of those types of organizations. With that all combined, that is 69,000 organizations in the state of Florida that anybody can volunteer for. Our volunteers also have an amazing value to them. The value of a volunteer's hour is $24.69, which is about, if a volunteer worked full-time, it would be about $49,000 a year. They also invest about 27.3 hours of capital labor. And with all of that being said, 19.1% of us in the state of Florida volunteer. Unfortunately, that makes us 50th. So where are we going wrong as a state in regards to gathering our volunteers? And what do we mean by volunteering? I like to think of volunteering as not taking your grandmother across the street. That's not the type of volunteering that we're talking about. We could look at volunteering as the use of labor, or my favorite one, someone told me I needed to do this. But in regards to this presentation, we're really looking at giving one's talent, time, and energy to individuals, groups, communities, or organizations without compensation. But the most important part of that definition is without direct monetary compensation, because I'm going to go a little bit further into that aspect of compensation. Volunteering and volunteers can be thought of in two different buckets when we talk about the motivation of volunteers. There's the intrinsic value that a person holds in regards to why they do something, more of that whole entire challenge rather than outside forces telling them to do this. Or the extrinsic value, which is looking for a separate outcome. Those two things are very important when we're talking about motivating our volunteers. When we look at intrinsic values and ask people, why they volunteer, it's more of that it makes me feel good. It makes me feel good doing things for other people. It's something that my community needs. It's something that makes me feel good. It's a lot of internal talking in regards to how it's making them feel and how it's such a good thing to do. But when we ask people extrinsically, what do they get out of volunteering? That's when things get a little bit challenging for people. They start talking about it possibly improving their profession, the aspect of networking, looking at making connections with people. One of the main things that people forget when you're an author and you're leading is that both values are very important. And when we're motivating people in regards to leading and volunteering, that you need both aspects. The intrinsic, that it makes people feel good, and the extrinsic, where you need to get something out of it. And as volunteers, we need to make sure that they are telling us these things and that these are not bad things. Thank you very much.